Is this not a delicious looking plate of waakye and stew? Hi guys and welcome back. Today we are making a fantastic Ghanaian favorite. We're making waakye and we're making waakye stew as well. And so you will want to stay tuned for this one. You can see the ingredients on there. And the first thing we want to do before we even start anything is to steam our meat. And for that, we're going to be using some ginger, some onions, salt, and some anise seeds. We're also going to fry our meat once it's steamed. And if you feel like the meat looks very tough or very hard, do not worry about that. Once you put the meat into the stew and you let that stew simmer, your meat is going to get soft. I can guarantee you that you do not have to worry about tough meat. We are going to blend our onions and then blend our tomatoes as well. And now that we've got all that ready, we're ready to actually start cooking. The first thing we're going to do is to heat up some oil in a pan and then fry our tomato paste in there. Unfortunately, it looks like I lost a bit of footage, so I'm not able to show you the beginning of this. But it's basically just heating up some oil and then adding your tomato paste and then frying that for a bit. So after that, we're going to add the ginger and then also just stir that. After we stir that for a bit, we're also going to add our blended onions. What makes this stew so delicious, it uses a lot of onions. And so we actually got the recipe for this from a lady who sells beans in the market. She used to sell waakye. We asked her for tips on how she usually makes a stew, and basically she gave us a list of things that she usually adds. And so I think this is quite an authentic waakye stew recipe. So you're going to do that, and then once that's all stirred, you're going to add in your tomatoes, let those cook for a while, and then add our shrimp powder as well as our fish powder. You're going to let that simmer, and then you're going to add in your beef that you fried. Now, at this point, you can also add your wele. Wele is optional. It's not everybody's kind of thing. I like the chewy texture of it. If you don't know what wele is basically just cow hide. Some parts of Nigeria, they call it bomo. And yeah, so that's basically what wele is. It has absolutely, I think, no nutritional value whatsoever, but it's got a nice chew to it, and that is okay. So then we're going to let our stew simmer over low heat until it's done. The full list of ingredients with the times that you need is up on the blog, so you can check that out. Now, what would waakye stew be without waakye? So, we're going to go ahead and make our waakye. And we're going to be using sorghum leaves to color the waakye. That is what is usually used. They're also called waakye leaves sometimes or millet leaves. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to pour some hot water over them so that they release their color. And you can do this overnight. If you do it overnight, you're going to get a deeper, darker purple color. If you add more of the leaves, you're going to get it much darker. And I'll put an insert here where you can see 3 different types of hues of waakye. One, you can see where the color is not so dark, one is a bit medium, and then one is really, really dark. So depending on what you want, you can basically increase the number of leaves you use, or increase the duration for which the leaves are in the hot water. And so we're going to cook the beans with the leaves, and you can see that they're already taking up that color. So you don't want your beans to be all the way cooked, because you don't want your beans to be mushy. So when they're about halfway or about 3/4 ways cooked, you're going to then add your washed rice. You can use white rice, you can also use brown rice. This is really a preference thing. And remember to add salt, it's very important. Waakye without salt is just really, really horrible. And then you're going to stir that basically and then leave it to cook. Now, every now and then, you're going to want to take a look at it and then give it a stir. Don't overdo it, because your rice grains will break up, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but you want your grains to be whole. So get some aluminium foil so that none of the steam escapes, and then put a cover on it and then let that cook. Now, some people also add saltpeter to the waakye. I do that at times. It is not absolutely necessary. As you can see, our waakye is almost ready. Waakye is now ready, and we are now going to serve a beautiful plate. So now you can see the differences in color. The one on the very left is very, very dark. The one in the middle is kind of medium, and then this is the one that we just cooked, which is pretty light. So waakye is eaten with a variety of extras. In this video, I'm going to add some spaghetti, some gari, and a bit of cut up lettuce and cabbage and an egg, and of course the beautiful stew that we made. Now, what would a Ghanaian dish be without an egg? So we're definitely putting an egg on there. Other things that you can add to your waakye, you can put some fried fish. Some people add chicken. Fried ripe plantains are absolutely amazing with waakye. You can also just have waakye with stew and nothing. If you're Ghanaian, probably wondering, where's the shito? I didn't have any shito at home, so I couldn't add shito. But if you're eating waakye, you need to have shito. Hopefully, I can also film a shito video so you can see how that is made. So that's our waakye all done. Setting up the plate. I ended up having this for lunch, because why not? It's delicious, and I just didn't want to plate for plating's sake. So put that together, add your delicious, flavorful waakye stew, and then that is your plate all done. Your waakye is ready, the stew is ready, absolutely delicious. I like to just mix everything together, and you can see that in the insert here as well. Tasty, tasty, tasty. The stew especially is just really, really, really good. I mean, if you try this recipe, I don't think you'll try any other waakye stew recipe ever again. So I hope that you enjoyed this video from me. Waakye is absolutely fantastic. You can have it any time of the day. It's good for breakfast, it's good for lunch, it's good for dinner, it's good for a snack, it's good for anything really. So if you've never had waakye before, this should be an easy enough way to make it. And if you're having any trouble or any difficulties, just shoot me a message, leave me a comment, and I'll be happy to help. And so I'll see you next time. Happy eating!